Alright, so part two. At dinner, chicken tender thing, that was really the only comment she really made to me. I let her and her sister kind of talk. Not see each other that much. And my my editor was calling me, so I talked to her a little bit. Then we took her sister home. We went back to her apartment. God, I don't remember what we did. Pretty bad. Wow. I want to say that we went to bed. We're going to go we went to bed because there was nothing exciting that I can actually remember. Yep, we went to bed. Nothing exciting happened in bed either. Woke up Friday. She had a bunch of errands to do on Friday. She had to take her dog to the vet, and she wanted to go into the South Bend area and take me to the Chocolate Cafe for lunch. Because we went there when I went over Memorial Day weekend, and she discovered that they had really awesome sandwiches. So we went there. Took her dog with us. We went to the veterinarian's office. We went back to her place. She watched TV with me for a little bit, and then she decided she was going to go to the gym, and she came back in about 2 hours. I think I took a nap while she was gone. Either that or I was watching something that didn't interest me. She came back, and she said that she was going to take her boy Rudy out for his birthday. And I said, okay. You know, it was my second night there, but I didn't say anything, you know, because we're going to be living together, and, you know, I understand that she's got friends, so... she went out. Friday, I left out a huge part of Friday. I got a call from my doctor saying that my head was going to blow up pretty much due to my wreck. I have severe migraine. She told me that due to one of the scans that they had ran, or not due to it, but on one of the scans that they had ran, they found a blood vessel that was partially collapsed. And while it was collapsing, I'd had like these episodes like where I'd tense up really bad, and I didn't think much of it. She told me there were many strokes because of a lack of blood flow, which wasn't causing any damage, but it could. It was a possibility that vessel could collapse and rupture and not be dead. So, told Heather that. She still went out that night, which was fine. I had a really bad headache. I remember that. I told her that I would just go get a movie and pick me up something to eat and stay there. That's what I did. I managed to find Blockbuster and a Rally's, which is Checkers. Anyway, so I went and got me something to eat, got me some movies. My friends called me and talked to me for a little bit. Then I apparently fell asleep on the floor in her room. She got back and was freaking out. She thought I was dead, I guess. I don't know. I think she got back like after midnight, probably. It was close to 1 o'clock when she got back. She left about 9. So, she asked me if I wanted to watch a movie. I said I already watched them, things. She left me on the floor. She turned the TV around and watched them in her bed. I don't remember what happened, but eventually she came and got me out of the floor. And we finished watching Boys Don't Cry together, which I already watched it, but went to bed. Saturday morning we woke up. She didn't say much to me, like all day. We sitting there watching TV. I bet she didn't say a dozen words to me. She was texting on her phone. She eventually decided she was hungry, so she wanted to go eat. We took showers. We went to some Italian place. The she said was better than the other Italian place, and I disagreed, which, anywhere I took her, she didn't like. She told me it was nasty, I was gross, I had no taste. So when I told her that this fancy Italian place was not as good as the other Italian place she took me to, she was a little offended, but, sorry. She told me that her and her friend Stephanie were making plans to take me back, and I said, what do you mean? I said, are you staying or what? And she said, no. She said, we're just going to take you home. She's like, I got a busy week, I got a lot of stuff I got to do for Chip, which Chip is her boss. So I said, you're basically going to drive down there, drop me off, and turn around and drive 11 hours back. And she said, well, yeah. And I said, it's stupid. I said, I've got my car, I can get home myself. And she didn't really fight me, she just didn't say anything the whole way home. My mom called me. I kind of blew my mom off because I wasn't happy. My editor called me. I talked to her, told her that I was going back home. She's like, oh, cool, I'll meet you there. Got home, or got back to Heather's apartment. We went upstairs. I started packing my shit up, and she said, are you leaving right now? And I was like, well, yeah. I was like, you don't want me here, so, you know. She didn't say nothing. She said, I'll take the dogs out. She took the dogs out. I loaded up the car. That was pretty much it. She gave me a pat on the shoulder when I left, kind of smiled and patted me on the shoulder, and that was it. I had no idea where I was going. If it hadn't been for my friend Aura, I called her. I was like, dude, I don't know where the hell I'm at. I don't know how to get back home. She's like, whoa. What happened? I thought you moved. I was like, dude, she just, you know, I ran down the whole story, and she's like, oh. So she's like, well, call me back, and she got me directions, got me out on the highway, offered to wire me money if I didn't have the money to make it back home. Offered to buy me a car charger because my phone, I don't have a car charger, and that was the only way I was going to be able to get home, was by my phone if I got lost. So, that's pretty much how everything happened. I heard from Heather about 4 hours into the trip, asked me if I was safe. I ignored her. She told me she was praying for me. I said, thanks. She eventually told me that it was just too much for her. She wasn't ready to commit, which is crazy because we were engaged. I probably left that part out because I didn't remember that part. I gave her a promise ring. I remember that. And one night I was on some painkillers for my head. Apparently I texted her and said, will you marry me? And she said yes with like 50 million exclamation points after, which she reminded me of when she got here to pick me up. She was telling me that we were engaged, so, you know, she was stuck with me. And I don't know. She was the one that wanted to move. She was the one that wanted it right then and there. I was okay with, you know, going back and forth. But, you know, she didn't want that. She wanted me there. I've heard people say it was because of the money, and then with my head problem, she just couldn't deal with it. It was too big of a reality. Some people have said that it's because she was bipolar. Other people have said that her being bipolar has nothing to do with it. Some people just told me she's manipulative and she does stuff to get a reaction. All I know is that right now, I don't really talk to her. She doesn't really want to have anything to do with me. She checks up on me and tells me she still cares, but I don't get it. So if I seem depressed or if I'm staying away from different places that you know me from, sorry, I'm doing the best that I can. But quitting my job, I don't even know how long I'm going to have my house, so, because I can't find anything. So, there's my update of what has happened with Heather. Be a lesson, never give up everything for someone that you love, because it's going to bite you in the ass, pretty much. Probably not, but, you know, it can. I hope everybody's having a good weekend, though.